Shalom. Brother Yasiel, keepers of sheep, back with another lesson. Lord Wilderness edifying. We'll start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kakadash. Though unto the apostles and elders of great millstone. Shalom. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Alright. Today's lesson will be titled Constantly Consider. Because you wanna constantly consider all things, man. You wanna consider the good, you wanna consider the bad, you wanna consider the ifs, the ands, you wanna consider all things. And you don't want, cause you don't want to push something off as not, because understand what scripture say, no sin is greater than the next sin. So you don't want to just because the scripture say that you don't want to push, you don't want to push this off thinking, hey, man, hey, sin is sin, man. All right. Wickedness is wickedness. Righteousness is righteousness. Like I said, you want to consider all things because a lot of times we get comfortable and we think, okay, so I'm doing this and I'm doing that, so I must be doing this right or I must be doing that right. That ain't always the case, man. A lot of times the Lord, he'll let you assume or let you think this. He'll give you over to certain things. All right. In the world, in the truth, and the truth most importantly, man. That's why I say. That's why our scripture says, examine yourselves. Let's get that first off. Let's get there. 2 Corinthians 13:5, and it reads, examine yourselves whether you be in the faith, prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how Shlaka is in you, except you be reprobates. So like I said, going back to constantly consider, man. You want to examine yourself. You want to say, hey, am I really serving the Lord in truth and sincerity? Am I giving him my all, or am I just giving him the time that my leisure time, the time the time you giving him your we being that that it's supposed to be that Chad's version for the Lord. We supposed to be that wife. Understand? If you got a woman in your life, you don't want her to deal with you as she done did everything else in her life. You want to be their priority. All right. Same thing with the Lord. He want to be that priority, man. All right. But like I said, back to the point at hand, man. You want to consider all things. You want to, like I said, you examine yourself. Examine the things you think about. Examine your routines. Examine the way you react to certain situations. Like I said, examine the company you keep. The thoughts, your habits. You feel me? Like I said, your routine, man. You want to examine all things, because we in this truth, not to. I'm an Israelite, or I'm it's same thing with Christianity. It don't give you really like us in this truth. We supposed to wax mightier and mightier, man. Every day you're supposed to be getting better and better, man. Every day. Let's get that. Select here. First Chronicles 11:9, and it reads, so David waxed greater and greater, for the Lord of hosts was with him. So we want to be like David, man. We want to be like our forefathers. We want to wax greater and greater, not worse, man. Let's get that. I said you want to look back and be like you every time every month, every week, whatever, man. You want to always look back and be like, hey, Kahala Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, birthday, Yahweh Shai, man. And I put that behind me. What's next? I put this behind me. What's next? Okay, I did this. What's next? Cause that's what we doing. We being built up for the kingdom. We not being built up for the hoods, for Eve. We not being built up to go work at 9 to 5. We not being built up for the NFL. We being built up for the kingdom, man. Okay? You want, like I said, you want to always look back and be like, hey, okay, I put that behind me. I put that behind me. I did this. I did that. You want to give yourself a list, man. Give yourself a checklist. All right. Because like I said, you got men in this truth they gonna wax mightier and mightier. They're gonna, like David, they're gonna get greater and greater. And you got some men who gonna wax worse and worse. All right. It's 2 Timothy 3:13. It reads, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. So those who, if you find yourself, keep getting worse and worse every time you look up, and you give me, not saying it's always something, but you letting the enemy win. You those spiritual battles. If you keep losing those spiritual battles, you got to ask yourself. You got to examine yourself. Hey, am I an evil man? Am I a seducer? Am I deceiving someone? Am I being deceived? Because like I said, these little battles we supposed to, and I know, brothers not always gonna, be on brothers slip up. Like it, brothers slip up. I get it, man. But for the most part, brothers supposed to, wax greater and greater in this thing, man. That's with anything, and even in the world, for sports, you got this many yards this time. Next time you want to get more, or you scored this many points last game, you want to get much more. That's with anything, man. So how much more? Why not? With this truth, man. All right, with your most importantly with the truth, but with yourself as a man. All right, you should want to get mightier and mightier, man. All right, you should want to come out of. You should want to come out of that safe zone. Come out of that box, man. Come out of this. We got to come out of this shell. We got to come out of our effeminate ways. Because we've been westernized, man. You got to come back to our power, our true power. Yahweh Shai, man. Yeah, us being men of the Lord willing. All right. But back to the point at hand, man. Like I said, you want to constantly consider, all things, man. What you can do, to get to that next level. What can you stop doing to get to that next level? Who can you cut off, or who can you surround yourself with? Things of that nature. This Ecclesiastes 5:15, it reads, "Be not ignorant of anything, in a great matter or a small." Because a lot of times it can be the smallest things. You could the Lord said small about it. That's where it started. You gotta start here. If you want to get here, you gotta start here. Let's read the scripture again. Ecclesiastes 5:15, "Be not ignorant of anything, in a great matter or a small." So like I said, you don't want to push something off, or that's nothing, or I'll worry about that later, or no, man, you want to handle it now. All right, because you don't want to. What scripture says, you don't want to. You gotta put that old man off, man. You going back to Lot's wife. You don't want to keep looking back. If you don't take care of it now, it's always gonna be back. It's gonna always be there behind you. You always gonna be looking back, making sure it don't get you, or make sure it don't catch up with you. Kill off that old man now. Get it now. Do it now, man. Because like I said, you don't want to be like Lot's wife. You don't want to be looking back to the world, trying to catch up with friends, or trying to cut things off when you could have been did this. Sure say measure the time diligently. Let's get there. Shalaki, bear with me. Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. And it reads, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that thou is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So the Lord preparing us for these times, man. Right now, as I walk in His truth, you know, the Lord preparing us for Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation. Man, He prepared us for these things because He told you, hey, you gonna measure the time diligently because you're gonna see the signs and you're gonna see things gonna pass and you're gonna know these are the times I told you about, man. That's what He's saying. All right. I said, you don't want to keep doubling back, man. Like I said, you want to consider all things. All right. 1 Corinthians 2:15 it reads, but he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is judged no man. Like I said, because a spiritual man see things for what it is. A spiritual man don't guess and he don't say, well maybe he having a bad day. No, that's a damn demon, man. That's a demon. And that demon he sent to knock you off your game. He sent to take you out. He sent to sit with scriptures. What Yahushua told him. The account Satan had desire to sift you, man. So a spiritual man see things for what it is. He don't say, oh, they having a bad day, or you know, or that man they tripping, or why such acting like that. But scripture say, blessed are your eyes for they see, your ears for they hear, man. A spiritual man gonna see these things for what they is. He gonna consider. He gonna say, hey, this is what it is. All right. And when you see things for what they is, then you know how to handle these things. All right. It's like if you go to the doctor, and the doctor if he can't see what's wrong with you, you gotta tell him. All right, but if he can see what's wrong with you, then he know exactly what type of medicine you need or what kind of treatment you need. All right. So like I said, you want to consider all things. First Thessalonians 5:21 it reads, "Prove all things, hold fast to that which is good, man." So you, like I said, you wanna walk around. You don't want to be a double-minded man. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You want to know. You want to know every situation you gave it your all. You don't want to spare. You can't spare nobody in this truth, man. You can't spare your mother, your brother, your sister, your father, your aunt, your uncle. You can't spare nobody, man. It says prove all things, hold fast that which is good. So you gotta prove yourself. You gotta hold fast to the truth, man. You gotta be even when when whoever come around, all right. You gotta you don't be over righteous, all right, but you just gotta stand your ground, all right. You can't be double minded. You can't be when you get around your cousins, them now you a different person. Or you get around Keisha, them now you just Mac Daddy. You just play a pimp. You know, man. You feel me? Yahushua knew who he was, and he knew he had a job to do. That's who he was in season, out of season, man. So you all around the clock. It's 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. See, like I said, you just wanna make sure things. You don't want to leave no doors open. All right. You don't want to leave room. Don't leave room for Satan. All right. One second. Shalakia. I'm gonna pick up in first Timothy, but going back to the point, going back to the title at hand, you want to constantly consider. All right. Constantly consider who you watching, what groups you watching, and if you watching more than one group, you going off. Cause It's only one. It's only one truth, and we know that truth being given to us through the apostles and elders, the great millstone. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. So, like I said, and let's get to the scripture. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 16, it reads, "Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee." Man, so understand, you're not doing it just for yourself, man. You doing it for the people watching you, man. You doing it for the people listening to you. All right, for brothers who are out there teaching, preaching, All right. Like I said, you consider all things, man. Matthew 24, and it reads, "For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." Come on, man. That's a beautiful precept. Cause going back to the title at hand, constantly consider, man, cause the elect gonna see something and know it's off through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. The elect gonna see something and say, "Hey, nah, that's not right. Hey, that brother going off, or that's not thus saith the Lord." You feel me? The spirit, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, man, because they're gonna have eyes, see, and ears to hear. That they're not gonna be deceived, man. It says, Matthew 24:24, "For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders." So these great signs and wonders, these things not gonna get to the men of the Lord. These things not gonna get to the elect ultimately, because they got the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah on them, and they've been preordained, predestined from the beginning to endure to the end. But they being built up through the scripture. They being built up through thus saith the Lord. All right, they being built up upon precept upon precept. Like I said, that count the other day, the Lord gave us the word. Ultimately, it's preparing us for the kingdom, but it's preparing us for everything to come in between that, man. Preparing us for the famine of food, famine of word, pestilence, sword, the MOTB. It's preparing us for all these things, man. Matthew 24:24, "For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." So, like I said, man, the elect gonna see these things and not be moved, man. All right, let's get that. Be ye unmovable. All right, be ye steadfast. It's 1 Corinthians 15 and 58, and it reads, "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know your labor is not in vain in the Lord," man. So it says always, always. Like I say, you want to always constantly consider, man. All right. Yeah, man. Lord willing, that was edifying. I'm gonna wrap it up by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone. Shalom, shalom to the hopeful elect.